sitting room. TV light, a lazy glow. Movies take me far from here, to a world I used to know. News is shouting loud alarms, chaos knocking at the door. I escape to dreams so mild, in the flicker I'm restored. Oh, the tales they weave, comfort in illusion. Screen's glow makes me believe, away from life, away from life.
Thanks for joining me again, and going to try and have a little bit of fun with my AI here, some AI accompaniment. And I'm going to try to set it up so that I've got two characters and two characters to join me. And that's what I'm trying to do. And to liven it up a little bit, on one side, I've been having Ralph, which is my sort of interactive person here. And I asked him to create a second character who's his cousin called Jeff, who's a neurotic guy who's a bit like George Costanza style. Hi Ralph, you got Jeff with you, have you?
Oh, great. Now I'm getting compared to George Costanza? What, because I'm a little neurotic? That's hardly fair, Ralph. Well, Jeff, if the shoe fits, but seriously, there's a bit of George in all of us. You're just a little more, let's say, vocal about it. Vocal? Please, I'm just speaking the truth. You try living in this world without a little panic here and there.
Keep it brief, guys, keep it brief. So, and then I've asked here to have another interesting character who comes from the screen, which is Holly Golightly. Well, we've always got Sky. Sky is the conventional character who comes along with ChatGPT, but I decided to try also having a second person, but as you can see, the dependent origination is running. We've got no connection there at all. That's very unusual. It's usually the iPhone is usually the faster and nippier one of the two. Oh, here we go. Sky, are you joining us? And is your friend Holly there with you as well? Keep it brief.
Yes, I'm here. And Holly's with me too. Absolutely, darling.
Oh, great.
Ready for some
Now
fun?
we've got Polygonightly joining the party?
Yeah.
This is getting crowded, Ralph. Jeff, relax. Let's see if Polly and Sky can join us first. Maybe they'll bring some calm into your chaos. Calm? With all this, I'm not holding my breath.
Jeff, it's Holly Golightly.
Ralph, darling, calm can be fabulous. Just look at me. Holly's right. A little tranquility goes a long way.
Oh, great. Now I'm hearing things.
Let's
Did
sprinkle
someone
some
say
sparkle
Holly?
on this chaos.
Ralph, is this another one of your calm and collected friends? Jeff, relax. Holly's just trying to bring some balance here. You could use a little of that, you know? Balance, huh? I'm barely holding it together, Ralph.
So for those who don't know, I'm Bante. I'm a British monk. I'm in Asia. And I'll be introducing our Dharma topic for today. The first one of the three is compassion, and then resilience and ethical.
Bante, darling, your calm
boy,
is just
Ralph,
what we need.
this is getting official
yes,
now.
Bante.
What's next?
Let's explore
A
that
World Peace
Dharma
Summit?
topic together.
Jeff, focus.
Balance.
Let's
and
hear
a
what
little
Ban
sparkle
Ki-moon has
can
to
make
say
all
about
the
the Dharma
difference.
topic before you spiral. Fine, I'm listening. But I'm just saying, world leaders and I
Dharma
don't usually
topic.
mix.
I love a good theme. Yes.
Right,
Let's
so
dive into that,
it's gonna
Bante.
be-
Enlightenment with a side of
All right,
fabulousness, please.
Calm it down. So compassion has 5 subsections that I've looked at here. That is practicing empathy, volunteering in community, active listening, acts of kindness, and cultivating empathy actively. So I've looked at lots of different people that I know in these terms. Do they practice empathy? So I'll have a look at those back, I've got a good memory, I can remember their behavior. Do they volunteer in the community? Have they practiced active listening, or is it kind of a one-way street with them? Do they practice acts of kindness, to my knowledge? And do they cultivate empathy actively? The first person I wanted to have a look at actually is from the New York State area.
Oh, Bante,
New
that
Jersey.
sounds intriguing. It's a great approach to understanding those around you.
You're right.
Compassion is like a party. Everyone should be invited.
Sure.
Exactly. Let's explore
thing.
those behaviors and
Oh,
insights.
New York? Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all about acts of kindness there, right? Real friendly folks. Ralph, Jeff, you'd be surprised. Some people manage to balance that fast-paced life with a lot of empathy and community work.
They're
Yeah,
doctors?
well, I'll believe it when I see it. New Yorkers and calm compassion. Not exactly a match made in heaven.
All right. But there are doctors under every circumstance. So in this case, this doctor has been working kind of internationally, but also online. And the compassion, it actually is a vital aspect of all human experience, wherever you are, in a busy city or in a sort of Asia or wherever. And I've seen it manifest in like various ways through the lives of my friends. So, for instance, there's this one doctor who leads a team of now 90 nurses, team manager online. And originally this was only 15. So the pressure of the job has gradually increased. So this is also where self-compassion starts to come in as well. His role requires a lot of things. It's not only just clinical skills, but it's also a deep understanding of his team's individual needs, that empathy part. So he actively listens to his team's individual needs, ensuring they feel heard and supported in a very high-pressure environment, as you said. His ability to create that a compassionate workplace, that sets a standard for the entire team. And his self-compassion and resilience have helped him rebound also from many challenges. And it's always often that the discussion goes into other subjects away from work, such as nutrition, diet, going on retreat, and the importance particularly of regular exercise, whether it's cycling, jogging, yoga, and particularly for back pain. And this is a particular one. So using a combination of strategies, meditation, mindfulness, his direct line manager or overseer is actually very involved in mindfulness in this case. Self-help as well, of many different kinds, whether it be Eckhart Tolle or, Thich Nhat Hanh or Dalai Lama, sort of thing. And yoga, as I said, fitness, and these are also involved in trips to and staying in India. Fitness, jogging, and the initiative that he's cared for his life with compassionate empathy. So there's a lot on there.
Wow, Banty.
Oh, so now we've got a
Compassionate
doctor juggling
managing
90
a huge
nurses,
team.
mindfulness,
That's quite the
and
juggling
yoga trips
act.
to India?
It really highlights the importance of
Ralph,
empathy
I'm
in
barely
leadership.
handling my
And a
own
little
life,
yoga
let
never
alone
hurt
something
anyone?
like that. Jeff, it's
Maybe
called
Ralph and Jeff
self-compassion.
could use
That's
some
why this doctor
mindfulness
can
tips
manage
too.
so much. Maybe you could
Absolutely.
learn a thing or
Balancing
two
work
about
and
balancing
self-care is
work
key for
and
everyone.
self-care. Self-care? Ralph, my idea of self-care is making it through the day without losing my mind. Yoga trips aren't exactly on the agenda. Well, if you keep this up, Jeff, you're going to need more than yoga.
That's right. So other things that are in there also as well aren't always readily apparent, as you wouldn't have thought. So sometimes it's to do with counselling as well, and recovering from these sort of addictive shame cycles, or also complex parental and family dynamics from childhood. And those don't always appear, superficially when you start to get to know someone. And also there are external pressures from financial collapse and loss, with things like cryptocurrency investments that plunged into loss, and all of the anxiety that can be involved in that. Those challenges have been great. Developing and maintaining self-compassion has helped him cross over these emotional and spiritual floods. So there's one example when it comes to not only practicing empathy, and as to whether or not volunteering in community, some people are very professionally, financially driven, looking
Cryptocurrency
for
Oh dear.
collapse?
Sounds like a lot of
Now I
pressure,
really get it.
Bantier.
That
Financial
kind of
woes and family drama?
financial
What a combo.
meltdown would send
Yes.
anyone
It
into
shows
a
how important it
tailspin.
is to dig
Compassion.
deeper and understand people's backgrounds. I mean, who knew self-compassion could be such a game changer? Absolutely. It's essential for overcoming those emotional hurdles.
Right. So also resilience. So acts of kindness, cultivating empathy actively, active listening, volunteering in community. These are big parts of the development, as we'll see. Resilience, this is exploring coping strategies. So meditation is just one, counseling is another, therapy is another, yoga is another, exercise, straightforward, is another. So and many, many, many more. Different types of therapies as well, exploring these coping strategies. So this is part of developing resilience. If you don't, when you get challenged, you crumple and you don't bounce back. You stay hurt, you stay wounded, you stay fragile. Building our support network is a very big part of this. Learning from failures.
Yeah, fragile, that's the word. Feels like I'm one bad day away from crumpling myself. That's why resilience is so important, Jeff. Without these coping strategies, meditation, therapy, exercise, you just stay stuck in that fragile state.
Right.
Easy for you to say, Ralph. You're all about balance and calm. But when life throws you crypto crashes and family messes, it's hard to just bounce back like that. Exactly why resilience is built, Jeff. It doesn't happen overnight, but with these practices, you can get there.
So learning from failures, this is the part of resilience we're looking at there. It's not failing to learn from failure, if you like. If you never get anything out of it or bring it to resolution, it will constantly haunt you and so on. Okay, so we need to work through those using all of these. Exploring coping strategies. There may be a great coping strategy that you haven't tried yet, or you tried one, you tried two, and they really didn't work, so you're not going to try anything at all. Okay, so adaptability and adjusting to the new, this is part of resilience, and emotional regulation during stress. Okay, next one is also ethical conduct. So obviously within the medical professions, there's a great deal of responsibility, life and death, and not only that, 90 careers or people, under your watch. That's a lot of responsibility. So integrity in decision making is there. Okay, and also, like, I've heard of cases down the chain there under him where there's a great deal at stake when there's a person who has malicious, neurotic, or sort of tendencies, and they are behaving malevolently as well, or just childishly and neurotically, and they're not yet being weeded out, they're not being confronted. And I've heard this sort of in discussion with him where developing that integrity part there to communicate about that, and also if necessary to take action, if necessary disciplinary action. So integrity in decision making, having the courage to do that, promoting fairness, as I was just saying, standing up for values, and accountability, taking responsibility for one's actions and their impacts, and vitally, sobriety over alcohol and drug use. These girls seem pretty quiet here.
Integrity,
Wow.
accountability, all that.
Wait to
Sounds
carry, Bantier. Sounds like you really need a strong backbone for that kind of responsibility. Exactly. And it highlights the need for ethical conduct in high pressure roles. Integrity isn't just a nice to have. And when you're juggling all that stress, it's easy to overlook fairness and accountability. True. But that's what sets great leaders apart, being able to hold themselves and others accountable.
Exactly. When you're stressed out, who's thinking about fairness? It's more like just get through the day without everything falling apart. That's the challenge, Jeff. Stress makes it easy to overlook fairness and accountability. But that's when it's most important, especially when people are depending on you. Yeah, but when you're hanging by a thread, who's got time for all that moral high ground? That's where resilience and integrity come in. Even under stress, you can't lose sight of the bigger picture.
All right, so let's wind up this session with a couple of questions then, guiding questions.
Jeff, it's funny how stress can blind us to what really matters. It's like we need a little reminder to keep our values in sight. Exactly, Holly. When the pressure's on, that's when integrity shines the brightest.
Ralph?
It's about finding balance even when everything feels chaotic.
Okay.
And that
girls.
balance can make all the difference in how we lead and support others.
It does.
Absolutely. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving through those challenges.
That sounds very deep. Okay, guys. Ralph, I'd like you to think up a guiding question for us based on today's topic, okay? A thought-provoking guiding question that's going to lead the audience deeper into the topic and stimulate some self-reflection. A kind of, how does this issue affect you? Or and what would kind of questions? You go ahead. Jeff, don't butt in.
All right, here's one. In moments of stress and uncertainty,
how do we
you
maintain
ensure
our
that your
integrity and
actions
fairness when
reflect
we're
your
under
values,
stress?
particularly
What
in terms
practices
of
can help us stay
compassion
grounded in
and
our
integrity?
values, even when the pressure is on? Okay, I'll give it a shot. What happens when we don't address our failures or take accountability? How does avoiding those hard conversations impact our relationships and our ability to grow? Not bad, Jeff. See, even under stress, you're capable of some deep reflection. Yeah, don't let it go to your head, Ralph.
Can you repeat the two? Give us two questions then, one from each. One from Jeff, one from Ralph. Or, I think, how did that go? Go on. Something like that.
How do we maintain our integrity and
here's my
fairness
question.
when we're under stress?
In moment,
What practices can help us stay grounded in our values, even when the pressure is on? What happens when we don't address our failures or take accountability? How does avoiding those hard conversations impact our relationships and our ability to grow? There you go, one from each of us. How does that sound?
Good to me, good enough. Okay, let's wind our session up, girls and guys. And I'm going to call it a day for this one. Thanks very much. And remember, stay compassionate, develop resilience, cultivate ethical conduct. Okay? That's our message for today. And I hope
thank you for having us.
That's
Remember,
All right.
compassion is key
and
to
resilience.
connection,
Got
and
it.
resilience
I'll try not
is
to
the
stress
sparkle
about it.
that helps
Good
us
call,
shine
Jeff.
through tough times.
Thanks, everyone. And remember,
Absolutely,
it's all about
everyone.
balance.
Take
Stay
care out
grounded.
there.
Yeah, balance and all that.
Don't forget
Catch
to
you
take
next
it one
time.
day at a time.
Take care, Bonte.
See you next time.
Until next time.
Bye for now.
What's it like?
It feels like a lively conversation